Monster kill.
What's up, guys? If you want to shoot like you've just seen, rather than something like this, then you're going to need my settings to give you my full loadout, exactly how I play, all done for 2022 for all those new free-to-play players out there. These are great settings to get you started in the world of PUBG on console. Alright, so let's get started with this. Controller button preset is all preference. Now, Type A is how I started playing PUBG. It was the only preset we had when I first started. I'm really standing like a veteran now. 8,000 hours deep, I've always used Type A. A lot of players, including some of the best players, use Type B. It's a lot more of a COD feel. It's the hold the trigger and it will continuously aim. Let go of the trigger and it will de-aim you, unaim you, whatever you want to call it, right? Type A is toggle. So I press the aim button to aim and then I have to press it again to toggle out of the aim. A bit slower, but it allows me to play better because I like to play long range, more sniper feel. And holding your breath using this type of preset is a lot easier. You don't need any extra paddles. So if you just got a standard controller, this will be working perfect for you. Invert X and Y axes. If you're a weirdo, you can do that. I wouldn't recommend it unless you've been playing flight sims your entire life. Then you're probably in a sky and a glider anyway. Dead zone, you want this to be as low as you can without your controller, you know, moving around on itself. Obviously, that's incredibly frustrating. You get that stick drift. So as low as you can, the better. Mine's on 3. Vibration, I have this disabled. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. A lot of people like it. You know, it helps them know when they're getting shot, but you know, you're kind of aware when your character's screaming out and your health's going down, you are being shot. Forward running sensitivity, then I have 20. A lot of people like to whack this up to full. It allows them to get into the sprint motion a lot faster. I'm a lot slower of a player though. I've had no issues running 20, and it allows you to just creep that a little bit easier rather than sprinting and being a bit of an elephant foot everywhere you go on the map. The movement sensitivity though is good. So obviously these is faster, you know, to get, you know, to run after a walk. That's what I'm trying to say. It's faster to get into that run after a walk. So as soon as you're in that walking motion, it is fast to get into that sprint running motion. So you're not really delaying anything really there. Vertical sensitivity multiplier. A lot of people like to have this a few percent up, over 100%. I keep mine at 100. I've just practiced and practiced and practiced my recoil control. So I just leave it at 100. Don't change it. Never have. 8 general sensitivity, then this is what I like. It's quite fast for FPP. Well, what I say is fast enough for FPP gameplay. So if you are close quarters, you're not going to be caught out looking like a turtle trying to turn around. But it's also slow enough to perfectly track your opponents, and I'll explain it a little bit more in depth with that. Vehicle driver sensitivity 5. This is just for when you're driving around, looking around the vehicle. It's fairly. Aim Excel. Now this is a big one. I actually have mine enabled, but it's on 0. So it's, I don't know why this is, but it always feels really weird if I have this disabled. But if I have it enabled and set to 0, it seems to like give me a little bit of aim Excel, but not a lot, so it doesn't throw me off guard. Over the shoulder aiming sense. So this is what I mean by perfectly tracking your opponents. General sense, you get onto your target roughly, and then when you're fighting close quarters, I don't always aim down sights because you can't really move quick and you kind of get stuck in what you're doing, especially playing Type A, and you can toggle. Now over the shoulder allows, on Type A at least, you hold the trigger down, don't let go, and you'll go into the over shoulder animation, and it's really good for playing third person game mode, which a meme in the community I'm very good at. So have it down to 7 is just going to allow you to track pretty smoothly and not lose focus on your target, you'll see a lot of people play high sends, they're spraying all over the place. This will, if you are on the target, they will die very quickly because you are not going to miss them. Inventory cursor, don't worry about this, just leave it on 5. It really doesn't make that much of a deal. Alright, so my scopes. 1x, I leave with 7. It's the red dot. It's just slowing it down slightly. So, like you say, general, we're looking quite quick. But 1x, we're just slowing it down just a nit. 2x, exactly the same. 3x, for some reason, I like to have on 8. Makes no sense to me. But usually with 3x, you're trying to track targets a little bit longer range, such as vehicles and stuff, to go for those spray downs. 4, 6, these are my sniper scopes, usually, or DMR scopes. So we try and leave these on a 7. So again, we can track vehicles, we can try to snipe people out of vehicles, but it's not, what you should always be doing. 8x, this is for people hunting. You want to just slowly move your aim onto their head. If it's long range, what are you doing trying to have high sends with an 8 times scope across them? Like, what are you doing, bro? Turn it down to 6. The 15 is a weird one, though. Everyone that has played PUBG for some time knows the 15x is just notoriously slow, so that's why we leave it on 10 for this one. Language, whatever language you are. Colorblind mode, I play normal. My crosshair is actually default. You can have custom, whatever color you want. I play default. Don't change anything like that. I'm very bog standard player. That's why I believe my settings are some of the best for new players. On-screen button heads, if you are new, whack these on. It's very nice. Network, don't worry about that. Compass background, I have mine disabled. It just makes the screen look less cluttered. The loot flash, this is when you're looking at loot on the floor. If you want it to pulse or you want it to glow, I just have mine on pulse. It's not a big one. Inventory tooltips, I leave mine enabled. A lot of people turn that off. Reticle or default, you don't need reticle brightness. Don't need to really change much on these. And I believe since the free-to-play patch, this is actually being set to fully auto for all your SMGs, ARs, and stuff like that. But double check here. It's always a good one to just check, make sure everything is exactly how you want it. Because if you are dropping hot and you're landing on a gun right next to somebody else, you don't want to be meddling about with, oh, am I on single shot? Am I on burst fire? You want it to be fully auto, ready to go. Because then later in the game, if you go, okay, this guy's long range, I'll change it to single fire. Off the rip, it's danger time. Let's get it on full auto and start spraying. TPP, reset to right shoulder. That's how I've always played the game, and that's what we'll keep it to. Auto reload, I love this. It saves any reload time, especially when you are hot dropping and you're landing next to somebody with a weapon. If it has no ammo in, you press the fire trigger and it'll insta reload. You don't have to hold X or do anything like that. It will just start reloading the gun very quick, and you can beat a lot of people on some even reloads. Or equip attachments, with this on sight only. So if you pick up a red dot, it'll go on the gun. Scopes, I like to do manually because I don't want some 4x or something going onto my assault rifle. Auto replace attachments, have this on. It'll save you a ton of time. Always nice. Vehicle skin, weapon skins, don't worry about that too much. Hide helmet, disable. I like to know if my helmet is on my head or if it's been shot off. Sometimes you're still alive even after that. And continuous item use, bandages, absolutely fine. It'll just keep the bandages going, won't do anything crazy for you. Camera speed, this is all default, that's all observer stuff. Def cam, I disabled it. This was to do with Xbox performance, but I think that's gone now. So yeah, volume, this is all just cranked up to 100. Weapon effects, I have mine on legacy. Like I said, I've been playing since day 1 of PUBG, so this is how I've always known the game, always loved the game, and this is how I like to hear the game. Apart from that, it's all up to you. A big one, the graphics. So field of view, I have 90 for FPP. I like to keep it kind of low just because when you're playing the frame rate priority, which I'll get to in a little bit, it comes a lot blurry at long range and it's very difficult to see some players. These are all brightnesses. I just use things for my screen. It may be different for you. I don't know what your brightness settings are like, so adjust them accordingly to each time you play them out. Also, the big one, frame rate priority. If you have this, make sure you're playing frame rate priority. Do not play 30 frames on resolution priority. It puts you at a huge disadvantage. So make sure you're playing frame rate priority. All right, guys, that is my settings. That is my entire setup for PUBG, and this allows me to go hunt players at will and drop 30 bombs. If you have any questions about this, I usually stream live on Twitch, twitch.tv/GaGOD. So if you'd like to come in and ask any questions live, if I am live, I'll be happy to answer them. Until then, see you next time. Thanks for watching.